Hello, I'm Diane, a Bible teller. Following the last episode, I will tell you the story of how Israel was divided into two, Judah and northern Israel. When Solomon betrayed Jehovah and served foreign gods, Jehovah declared to divide the nation into two, and Jehovah said that Jeroboam will be a king over 10 tribes. Solomon tried to kill Jeroboam, and he escaped from Solomon and fled to Egypt. This was the story of the first part. While Jeroboam hid, Solomon finally died. It has been 40 years since he became the king, and Solomon's son, Rehoboam, became the new king. A ceremony to anoint Rehoboam as the new king was held in Shechem. Shechem is a city located in the north of Jerusalem, a territory of the tribe of Ephraim. And the Israelites secretly called Jeroboam, who was hid in Egypt. Jeroboam is from the tribe of Ephraim. It seems there were political calculations of the other tribes, except the tribe of Judah, in decision to hold the ceremony in Shechem. Solomon built a temple and a royal palace. The construction period took 7 years for the temple, 13 years for the royal palace, so totally 20 years. So the people had to endure endless labor. When Solomon was a king, people were frightened by his power and couldn't say anything. But people started to demand to the easy young king. If that was not going as intended, they might make Jeroboam a king immediately and become independent. Unaware of these circumstances, Rehoboam left the capital city of Jerusalem and arrived at Shechem to attend the ceremony. Jeroboam appeared where the new king met the people and asked Rehoboam, "The Father has put a heavy yoke on us. Now the king, please lighten the heavy labor and this heavy yoke your father has put on us. Then we will serve you." When Rehoboam became a king, he was 41 years old. He was not that young. However, under the shadow of his long-standing father, he probably had little real political experiences. Rehoboam gave the best answer he could at that moment. "Come back in 3 days." First, Rehoboam called the elders who had worked since his father's days to discuss about this. The elders told him to listen to the people's demands and respond them with good words. Then Rehoboam called the young men who grew up with him and asked them the same thing. Young officials answered, "The king tells to the people, 'My little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins.' My father put a heavy yoke on you, but now I will yoke you heavier than that. My father beat you with a leather whip, but I will beat you with an iron whip." After 3 days, when Jeroboam and the people came, Rehoboam answered as the young man told him. Then the people answered, "What is our portion from David? There is no inheritance from Jesse's son. O Israel, return to your own tent. David, take care of your household now." Jesse is David's father, so it is a declaration that the family of David, the tribe of Judah, has nothing to do with them in the future. Then each went back to their own land. Rehoboam, unable to understand the situation, sent Adoniram, a labor inspector, to the people. The people killed Adoniram. Only then Rehoboam was frightened and fled to Jerusalem, the territory of Judah. After returning to his home, Rehoboam gathered soldiers. He tried to wage war against the tribes that are against him. At that time, Jehovah spoke through a man named Shemaiah. Then said the Lord, "Nor fight against your own people, the children of Israel, but return every man to their house, for this is from me." When Jeroboam heard this, he gave up the war. In this way, Israel was divided into two parts, Judah in the south and Israel in the north. The 10 tribes of Reuben, Simeon, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Ephraim, and Manasseh are united under the name of Northern Israel. Jehovah had said that he will leave only one tribe to Solomon besides Judah. As Jehovah said, the tribe of Benjamin joined the tribe of Judah. So Judah became a country made up of 2 tribes, Judah and Benjamin. Rehoboam's later years were not good. 5 years after he became a king, Egypt invaded Jerusalem. Then they took away all the treasures from the temple and the royal palace that Solomon built. The same was true of the golden shields used by the royal guards in Solomon's time. So Rehoboam made bronze shields instead of golden shields and gave them to the guards. The Bible records that when Rehoboam went to the temple, the guards of the royal palace took bronze shields to guard him and then brought them back to the guards' room. Rehoboam, who lost all the glory of his father's day, died after reigning for another 12 years. You might think that Rehoboam made the country divided with his youthful passion. However, as the Bible clearly says, the cause is on Solomon. It must be said that because Solomon betrayed Jehovah, Jehovah divided the nation. Rehoboam was just destined to carry his father's karma. It is said that Rehoboam continued to wage war with Jeroboam even after the country's household was shrunken by the invasion of Egypt. It seems that he did not have any peaceful moments in his life after he became a king. Rehoboam, who experienced the division of the country and fought an unending war with a lifelong enemy, was a poor man in some way. It was Diane, a Bible teller. Peace be with you.